In this class, we are going to discuss a friend function in C++. Here, all the nodes and examples are taken from a book from Bala Gurusamy, a C++ book. Right. So, what is a friend function? What is the need for friend function? So, we will see a function. So, normally in the object-oriented program, we are having the member functions. What is the use of friend functions? We will see it in this class now. Right. Here, consider this slide. What is a friend function? So, the friend function, the rules for friend function. What is the use of, what is the drawback with this member functions? So here is private members cannot be accessed from outside the class. Non-member functions cannot have access to the private data of the class. Only that objects, the class member function only can access the data of that particular class. So the private members cannot be accessed other than the class objects, right? So for example, here consider the two example, manager and scientist. It is when both are having the class, manager class and scientist class. In both the classes, we need a common function called the income tax function. So in this function is a common function. It should be operate on objects of both these classes. In that type of situation, we are using this friend function. Let us see with the example. In such a situation, C++ allows the common function to be made friendly with both the classes, thereby following the function to access the private data of these classes. So using the friend function, we can access the private data of the classes. So that is the main use of friend classes. So the characteristics of the friend classes, right? So what are the characteristics? It is not in the scope of the class to which it has been declared as friend. And then next one is, since it is not in the scope of the class, it cannot be called using the object of the class. It can be invoked like a member function without the help of any objects. Unlike member functions, it cannot access member names directly. Can be declared either in private or public part of the class. Usually it has the objects as arguments. Let us see these characteristics in the example program. Let us see this program. Consider this program. So here we have a one function, that is friend example CPP. In this example, I am using two classes, class ABC and class XYZ. So here the XYZ class and ABC class. ABC class has to be coming has to come near after that XYZ class. That is why it should be declared in the first before the class XYZ. Right, that is why we have defined here. It is a class is a user defined data type. So it is used after XYZ class. It is defined after the XYZ class. So because of that reason, so we are declaring the class ABC in the front stage itself. Next one is, we have a XYZ class. In the XYZ class, we have a data or variable, that is a member function. If I have not mentioned any access specifier, by default it is private in nature. Next, we have two functions. One is set value function, another one is add function. Here the set value is the member function of the class XYZ, and add function is the friend function, right? Because it is using the keyword. The friend function has to be identified with the help of the keyword friend before the function name. If we put friend keyword, this will not be considered as a member function of that particular class. So here what are the characteristics we have seen? Usually it has objects as arguments. So this member function, here objects as argument XYZ class and ABC class. So the add function is the friend to both these class, right? So member function is declared. Set value is the member function and add is the friend function. So two function is declared for this class and the class is over. Now we are going to define the ABC class. So ABC class also we are having one data member function variable data and member function set value and friend function, right? So XYZ. So this class is defined in this way. Now we are going to define the friend function. So if we want to define a member function outside the class, we have to use the scope resolution operator usually. But here, so what we have seen in the characteristics of the friend class, so the what is given, it is since it is not in the scope of the class, it cannot be called using the object of the class. It can be invoked like a member function without the help of any object. It is not, that is the thing. Unlike the member function, it cannot access member names directly. Second point, that is, so if we define outside the class, so we should not use a scope resolution operator or any class name. For member functions to be defined outside the class, we have to use void, class name, scope resolution operator, and then function name. But for friend function, it should be treated like a normal function. So here we are defining void add XYZ. So XYZ object is O1 and ABC object is O2. So we are adding two objects. So two objects data are added here. O1 dot the data and O2 dot data is added and it is returned here. Right? This is an example. So using this add function, I am adding the values of what is that? XYZ class and the ABC class. So with the help of the friend function, I am accessing the private members of the class. This is possible. So that is the characteristics we have seen here, right? What is given? So first one is private members cannot be accessed normally, but with the help of friend function, private members can be accessed outside the class. So that is we have seen in this example. So we are adding here the private data and that is XYZ data and ABC data is added outside the class through this friend function. So the friend function access these two data without any problem, right? So that now we will call this, come to the main program. So we are creating object X and A, B, X for XYZ class and A for ABC class. And then the value is passed, set value function is called here. Set value function is called here. 5 is called, 5 is assigned in this value. So your data is assigned with the value 5 here. And for ABC class, 50 is passed, right? The 50 value is passed here. This value 50 is assigned here. Now add of X comma A, right? So in this here the O1 dot data is assigned the value 5 and O2 dot data is assigned the value 50. So 50 plus 5, 55 is given here. So using this friend function, we are adding two class data. That is the main use of this friend function. I hope it is clear to you, right? So I think we have seen all the characteristics and it can be declared. So you can have, so in the program we have declared the public part, it can be declared any part, private part or public part of the class. It will not affect the meaning or definition of the friend functions. So usually it has objects as argument. So we have used the friend function. We have used XYZ. That is, this is a friend function, objects O1 and O2 as arguments to this class. So now we will compile this program and run this program. How the result will be, we will see. Right, the sum equal to 55. So the friend function adds the two class data without any difficulty. That is the use of friend function. I hope it is clear to you. Thank you.